They done fucked it up. Sony, Disney, I'm not sure who to blame. Some people is saying it's Disney, some people are saying it's Sony, but there's regret to be had. Spider-Man is leaving the MCU. Are you fucking kidding me? Not only is this damaging the MCU, but it's also leaving Sony at a disadvantage. I mean, Spider-Man Far From Home and Homecoming, they're never going to compare to the same Raimi films. Kiss my ass, Spider-Verse fans. Kiss my ass, Tom Holland fans, but still. Spider-Man is leaving the MCU? Are you kidding me? Right when we have X-Men and Deadpool added to the mix? This is criminal. This is very, very criminal. This is... No. Just no. We had a good thing going. And now it's all fucked up. Now the MCU is fucked up. Because there was that cliffhanger in the mid-credits scene in Spider-Man Far From Home. And there'll never be a follow-up. Oh my gosh, this shot's so bad. Guys, we need to fix this. Do whatever you can. Make videos of how you feel about this and you want this to be fixed. Make journals about it, you want this to be fixed. We gotta make this backlash as big as possible. Don't give Sony them money, any positive stuff, anything. Don't give them anything positive. Just feed the negativity to them. Feed them that until they can't take it anymore and they have no choice but to agree with Disney and stuff. We have to fix this. And for those of you who said you are not interested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe anymore, I got nothing to say other than don't watch it, I suppose. But please do not side with anyone on this. Please don't say things like Disney's right or Sony's right or they're wrong and stuff. Please, just let us do our thing and you just do your own thing. As for us, we gotta fix this. We have to fix this. I can't do this alone. You got to help. As a matter of fact, Watch Mojo here has top 10 reasons why Spider-Man would suck without the MCU. And for the record, I don't like Into the Spider-Verse, nor do I think that Tom Holland's Spider-Man will ever compare to Tobey Maguire, but to say that this will damage the MCU would be the biggest understatement and agreement we could all have. Without further ado, let's just check out the list that Watch Mojo made before we leave. But seriously, after I'm done with the reactions or whatever, please do what you can to help fix this. Please.
We hate to be the ones to tell you, but have you heard the news, Tom Holland?
Oh my god!
Can you do the intro for us?
Right now.
Oh, really? Please?
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for...
How does Tom Holland feel about this, by the way?
the top 10 reasons Spider-Man will suck without the MCU. For this list, we're taking a look at why Sony and Marvel Disney's inability to reach a deal is gonna hurt the Spider-Man franchise.
Give me rent. You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door!
Although actor Tom Holland is reportedly still under contract for 2 more Spidey movies, these future films would solely be under Sony's control, with no connection to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Number 10. Tom Holland can't play a teenager forever. Optimistically speaking, it's not necessarily too late for Marvel and Sony to reach a compromise. Both companies might just be waiting for the other to cave. If they remain at a standstill for too long, though, Tom Holland may outgrow the part.
Join me and together we'll build my new Lego Death Star. What?
So lame.
No way, that's awesome.
Peter Parker's character arc has been about the pivotal years when a boy starts becoming a man. We want to see Peter come into his own with at least one more movie that focuses on his high school years. At this rate, Holland could be in his mid-20s by the time production starts on movie number 3.
Oh my god, she's crushing on Spider-Man.
No way.
Kinda. Ugh, gross. He's probably like 30.
Although Holland has maintained his youthful appearance since landing the role at age 19, he is eventually gonna look too old to play a kid from Queens.
Everyone else said I was crazy to recruit a 14-year-old kid.
I'm 15.
No, this is where you zip it!
Number 9. It's going to derail Marvel's plans.
Yeah.
Although a third Spider-Man film wasn't listed among their Phase 4 slate, Marvel apparently had big plans for the web-slinger.
The world needs the next Iron Man.
Are you going to step up or not?
In 2016, The Hollywood Reporter confirmed that Holland was under contract to play Spider-Man in 3 solo movies and to make 3 additional MCU appearances. Prior to the release of Far From Home, sources informed We Got This Covered that Marvel had aspirations to make at least 9 Spider-Man films. With only 2 standalone Spidey movies under their utility belt, Marvel has no choice but to scrap the 7 films they reportedly had in mind.
That's awesome.
Since crossovers are a staple of this cinematic universe, Marvel will also have to rethink their game plan if they were hoping to include Spidey in the next Avengers.
Fuck's sake!
Number 8. A change of tone is inevitable.
I just did 80% of your job. Huh? That's how you were paying me?
You can tell that Homecoming and Far From Home were produced under the supervision of Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige. Both films were integrated into the MCU's DNA, encompassing the trademark action, humor, and heart we've come to expect from the cinematic universe.
Okay, Spider-Man! Don't flip!
I want to make a joke about this in my review.
Director John Watts may return for the 3rd Spider-Man movie, but a change in studios is inclined to cause a shift in tone. With Sony overseeing production, it is possible that they'll want to take Spidey in an entirely new direction.
Enhanced combat mode? Yeah.
Activating instant kill.
No. I don't want to kill anybody.
Even if Sony tries to replicate the MCU's tone, it'll likely feel as if we're watching an impression as opposed to the real deal. Either way, this won't be the Spider-Man we've grown accustomed to these past couple of years.
You gonna be the next Iron Man now?
Well, no, I don't have time. I'm too busy doing your jobs. Oh. I'm kidding. Look.
This is a clear aligner. Actually, it's a nighttime clear aligner. They're new and only available at Smile Direct.
Keep up the good work.
Number 7. Spidey's universe just got smaller.
Yeah.
Alright, I've run out of patience. On to ruse!
Remember how pumped you got when Spidey swiped Cap's shield in Civil War? Remember how hard you cried when Tony watched Peter disintegrate in Infinity
I never
War?
cried.
Remember how overjoyed you were when Spider-Man returned in Endgame and joined his fellow heroes for the ultimate final battle? Well, we won't be getting any more moments like this because Spidey's MCU days are over.
Hey, where you going? Get back here.
All the relationships we've seen him establish with the Avengers, the Guardians of the Galaxy, and Doctor Strange will never be further explored.
Who are you?
We're the Avengers, man.
Chances are we won't even get to see more of the dynamic between Peter and Happy Hogan, which was a highlight of Far From Home. Going forward, what's Sony gonna do? Just snap all these MCU characters out of existence?
What about Thor?
Off-world.
Captain Marvel. Unavailable.
Number 6. Fans may lose interest without Marvel.
Spider-Man is one of the only things that makes me interested in the MCU. Even if it will never compare to Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield. And taking them out? There's only 1 or 2 films that I might be interested to see. 3, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Captain Marvel 2, Thor, Love, Thunder, whatever title it is. And to take Spider-Man off, you're fucking with people's interests.
When news broke that Spider-Man was getting yet another reboot, a lot of people rolled their eyes in skepticism. Between Civil War and Homecoming, however, Marvel Studios proved that the wall crawler was in good hands this time around.
Hey, could you hold this for a second? Thanks.
We were all especially eager to see what Marvel had in store for Spidey after that mind-blowing twist ending in Far From Home. So you can imagine how enraged fans were when it was announced that Sony and Marvel were parting ways over the almighty dollar.
911, what's your emergency?
Spider-Man is fighting the Avengers in a bank on 21st Street.
Now that Marvel is out of the equation, we wouldn't be surprised if many fans gave up on the franchise entirely or even boycotted Sony. If enough people rage quit, Sony can forget about making $1 billion with the next Spider-Man sequel.
I'm really sorry.
What? Number 5. It's just encouraging Disney to buy Sony. People are split over Disney's 2019 acquisition of 21st Century Fox. While Marvel fans are excited to see the X-Men and Fantastic Four join the MCU,
gotta say, it's fantastic.
there is a widespread fear that the House of Mouse may be growing too big for its own good. And honestly, we wouldn't be surprised if Disney decided to buy Sony just to gain control of Spider-Man.
I'm starting to think you're not the Avengers!
Granted, this is a big if, as there have been no reports of Disney making Sony an offer, but considering Disney bought Fox for $71.3 billion, we bet they could afford Sony, which, after Q1 of 2019, reported revenue of $78.14 billion for the previous year. For anyone who already thinks Disney has too much control over the industry, they'd be more powerful than Thanos with Sony under their thumb.
And don't you ever interfere with my business again.
Disney buying Sony may be another way to go to get Spider-Man back. But is it gonna work though? I don't know. But jeez, if Disney can buy 20th Century Fox, boy.
Because if you do, I'll kill you.
Just keep going.
And everybody you love.
Number 4. Sony's track record is hit or miss.
What would I do if I were me?
Fuck the movie.
To be fair, Sony can make a good Spider-Man movie without Marvel. The superhero genre would not be what it is today without Sam Raimi's first 2 Spider-Man movies.
Impressive!
Into the Spider-Verse won an Academy Award for Best Animated Feature, with some citing it as the best Spider-Man movie ever.
Worst Spider-Man movie ever.
And it's a no on the cape.
I think it's cool.
Take that off. It's disrespectful. Spider-Man doesn't wear a cape.
Nevertheless, Sony also dropped the ball with Spider-Man 3, which packed in way too many villains and killed the franchise with one dance sequence. They debatably got Spidey back on track with The Amazing Spider-Man, but then repeated several past mistakes with its sequel.
Oh boy.
Spider-Man movies are usually at their best when Sony takes a step back and lets the filmmakers do their job.
It's yours. Whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great.
Has Sony learned their lesson, or will old habits die hard?
All right, people, let's do this one last time.
Number 3. We don't need a Spidey-Venom crossover that badly.
Oh, come on! That would be cool! We don't need a Spidey/Venom crossover that badly? I mean... it would be cool to see it. But wait a minute, what's that got to do with the whole MCU bullcrap?
Badly.
Eddie, the suit. You gotta take it off.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
Despite getting mostly negative reviews, Venom grossed over $800 million worldwide, with audiences generally feeling that the critics were too harsh.
What the hell are you?
Yeah, I felt like the critics are too harsh as well.
And you are mine.
We bet the success of Venom gave Sony confidence to cut ties with Marvel Studios and bring Spider-Man into their cinematic universe. Producer Amy Pascal has already expressed desire for a Spider-Man Venom crossover, although Kevin Feige has come off as less enthusiastic.
Hey, can you turn your music
Less
down,
enthusiastic?
please? Really hard time.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Sure, man.
We honestly wouldn't mind seeing Tom Holland share the screen with Venom, Morbius, Carnage, and the other 900 Marvel characters under Sony's umbrella. However, if that means Spider-Man needs to leave the MCU behind, it is not worth it.
I'm sorry, Tony.
Considering Sony's Marvel Universe has only produced one film so far, we're much more interested in a Spidey team-up with Valkyrie or Captain Marvel.
Hi, I'm Peter Parker.
Hey, Peter Parker. You got something for...
Come on.
I like to see a Spider-Man and Venom in the movie together, considering how much I like Venom. But if this means the MCU has to leave, fuck that. Okay. It's possible to make that happen. But if you have to make Spider-Man leave the MCU, fuck that then. I would prefer not having a Venom / Spidey crossover rather than Spider-Man leaving the MCU.
For me?
Number 2, Spidey belongs in the MCU.
You're the Spiderling. Crime-fighting spider. You're Spider-Boy?
Spider-Man.
The late Stan Lee once said that Spider-Man has, quote, become our Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, we were friends, you know.
And for many of us, Spider-Man was our introduction to the Marvel brand.
The Amazing Spider-Man!
She's not wrong. I mean, Spider-Man was one of the first things I saw, and I enjoyed it.
My name's the Human Spider. I don't care, get out. No, he got my name wrong.
Once the MCU launched in 2008, the idea of a Marvel universe with no Peter Parker seemed unthinkable. When Spider-Man made his MCU debut in Phase 3, it was as if the webhead had finally come home. Hence why his first solo movie was subtitled Homecoming.
That's the reason it was called Homecoming?
Now that Spider-Man has been introduced to the MCU, the universe will never be the same without him.
I'm just a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Bitch, please, you've been to space.
By allowing Spidey to be evicted from his home, Sony and Marvel are not only doing a disservice to the character, they are jeopardizing the fate of the whole MCU, which needs Spider-Man to grow and prosper.
Yeah.
Not quite at the end yet. Almost. Alright, back to business. Number 1, Tony Who. There's really no point in continuing this incarnation of Spider-Man if future movies can't acknowledge Tony Stark.
That's not a hug, I'm just grabbing the door for you. We're not there yet.
Tony essentially took on the role of Uncle Ben, serving as Peter's mentor and father figure. Happy even tells Peter in Far From Home that Tony likely wouldn't have sacrificed himself if he hadn't known that Spider-Man would be there to save the day.
I don't think Tony would have done what he did if he didn't know that you were going to be here after he was gone.
Well, Spider-Man can't protect the MCU anymore, cheapening his relationship with Tony as well as the other MCU characters he connected with.
I'm Peter, by the way.
Doctor Strange.
Oh, you're using your made-up names. I'm Spider-Man then.
Ignoring Tony means ignoring everything Spider-Man's story arc has been building towards. Plus, no Tony Stark means that Peter can kiss Edith and his iron spider armor goodbye.
Oh my god.
Get it together, Marvel and Sony. Spider-Man is bigger than your petty financial feud.
I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Sir, please.
Using that clip, what a way to go out on a high note.
With our picks?
Watch Mojo has put this list. It's pretty much legit. I mean, the whole Spider-Man / Venom thing, I'd like to see that happen. But if it means leaving the MCU, fuck that. And Into the Spider-Verse, it sucks. Really bad. I don't get why everybody loves it. But with Spider-Man, things have been going quite well for the MCU. And I was looking more from the MCU with Spider-Man around. Spider-Man is one of the first superheroes I've seen and enjoyed. And when he came to the MCU, I was delighted. now that this whole Sony Disney things are gonna be fucked up in phase 5 and maybe phase 4, the damage is going to be very bad with the MCU. Seriously, people, we can't let this happen. Not only does Disney and Sony need to get this shit together, but the people of Earth who love Spider-Man and the MCU, we all need to get our shit together. If we're gonna bring Spider-Man back to the MCU and fix this whole ordeal, we have to fix this. We have to fix this. Do whatever you can to fix it. Post a YouTube video on how you feel about it. Spread the backlash. Post a journal online. Anything. We gotta do our best to fix this. Just please. We gotta fix this. Thank you for watching. And let's hope we win this fight.